farmer, kill the Boer, the farmer.
Footage there from that tense Oval Office meeting between President Trump and South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, showing the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters Party in South Africa chanting, quote, "Kill the Boer, the farmer." President Trump is now calling on President Ramaphosa to arrest EFF leaders, saying that chant is a call to violence amid an alleged Afrikaner genocide.
But South African leaders are pushing back. President Ramaphosa saying that the chant dates back to anti-apartheid movement and he would not be making any arrests at the request of Donald Trump. Take a look.
To the issues of arresting anyone for any slogan, that is a sovereign issue. It's not a matter where we need to be instructed by anyone that go and arrest this one. Kill the Boer, kill the farmer is a liberation chant and slogan, and it's not meant to be a message that elicits or calls upon anyone to go and be killed.
Anti-apartheid veteran, former South African President Thabo Mbeki also pushed back on the idea that the chant calls for violence against Afrikaners. Take a look.
I mean, that thing is a chant. It's a chant. It was a chant during these days of struggle. And chants of that kind in our tradition, in the African tradition, you don't take it literally. It's a chant to motivate people. It was never taken literally.
But there's some dissonance in the South African leadership's message. President Ramaphosa denounced the chant during the Oval Office meeting.
Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament.
So you denounced that type of language in the video that you saw?
Oh yes, we've always done so. As government, as my own party, we are completely opposed to that.
Many Afrikaner supporters say Ramaphosa can't have it both ways. The chant can't be condemnable and harmless at the same time. Yeah, you know, okay, the historical context, whatever, isn't chanting kill whoever kind of just, I don't know, edgy and aggressive sounding, if not an explicit call for violence? Just get a different chant.
For sure, if you don't understand the history and the context of apartheid, kill the Boer is a phrase that's about kill the system of white supremacy over apartheid. And that's what the chant is about, to try to break up that system, not actual farmers. And when we talk about the conversation that Trump and Elon Musk are bringing to the table about this genocide of white people in South Africa, it's just wholly untrue and creating a lie that's perpetuated when actually farm murders in South Africa are rampant because crime is rampant in South Africa, and most of the people that die on farms are black people. And so why are we not also protecting those people when we have conversations and Elon Musk joins the office about people that are dying about crime? Exactly. So we should talk about a crime issue in South Africa, and Trump should try to do something about that instead of providing citizenship to South Africans that are only white because he wants to protect them and not the rest of the people dying in South Africa for the same reason.
The Boers are a specific group of people, the Dutch-speaking people of South Africa, that
oppressed people during apartheid, so they want to kill the system of white supremacy. Hundreds of years ago, apartheid ended in the 1990s.
When they came here. They've been here.
It's recent, very recent.
So why didn't it say kill the apartheid system then?
Well, it's like no justice, no peace. I don't think that people protesting that actually mean there's never going to be peace.
So if I say kill the Biden family and I chant
kill the Biden family,
kill the Biden family, No, Lindsey, I'm just against the system of government of the Bidens. I just
in apartheid
don't like their corruption and their policies.
Left landless and powerless, and they're saying kill the system that put them in that situation.
Say that kill the system that put them in that situation.
Okay, that doesn't really roll off the tongue as a three-word sentence.
Okay, I don't know. Lefty people just love phrases that conjure up violence against actual people. That's not my problem.
Well, you have to understand the real pain and injustice that came with these chants in the first place. So misrepresenting them is causing revisionist history to run rampant and people actually believing that there are a slew of black people in South Africa that are trying to kill white farmers. That's actually not true. So I just want to report the real news. Yes, crime is bad in South Africa, and we should discuss it and have a real conversation about it. But we shouldn't pretend that there is a genocide against white people because there's a party saying kill the Boers. Those same people have there's no video or reports that those same people at the protest movement to end white nationalism in a mostly black country are the same people that are going and killing farmers.
Maybe people
These are just
think
people
there's a
committing
genocide
crime.
because the leaders of this party are chanting "kill these people" over and over again.
It's not about
Maybe
what
that's
you
part
think.
of the confusion, is because the slogan of the other group is "kill you."
But we're talking about what the facts are. It's not about what you think, and it's about understanding the history there. And if these people are talking about ending an entire oppressive system, that's different than ending the lives of people. And so don't attribute a protest movement with people that are actually killing people, because that's not the case.
Okay,
there are
protest
actual
movements
people that are murderers that should go to jail that have killed people. And that's a crime problem. The same way if we talk about Chicago or New York or DC, a big city where the murders are happening, they're not representing all people of color, all white people, all Latino people, because it was that person that did the act, right? They're a murderer. But that does not mean that this entire system of protest against a movement that made people die and treated poorly for years under apartheid should be reprimanded because they're trying to still liberate themselves. I mean, there's still a disproportionate amount of people and oppression that happens in South Africa because of the agreements made after apartheid. So people are still suffering and learning how to get along and move forward. But they're not killing white South Africans.
It's
That's
like
not what's
from
happening.
the river to the sea. Well, that means getting rid of Israel completely. Why don't you just have a slogan that's like, Palestinians should be free as well, or Palestinians should have equal rights? And then it's like, no, erase Israel from existence, kill all the Jewish people there.
We can have a nuanced conversation about them changing the
slogan.
slogan.
I'm having that nuanced
but I think that
that's what the conversation I want to have.
Right, but the message behind it is one that should be supported, is that people don't want to be oppressed. And so whatever the slogan is, we should be pointing that out. And so when
down with oppression, that's my slogan. Down with oppression.
And so you know what would do us all a favor?
We can do down with racist
if Elon Musk and President Trump admitted that there was still oppression in South Africa and that crime was rampant.
I thought you said everything's perfect and there's nothing.
No, I didn't. I said white people are not being killed at a high number.
Oh, okay.
I said that there's no
nothing bad is happening
genocide.
to white people, but still things bad.
Yeah, crime's happening to black and white people is what I'm saying. There's no genocide of one particular race. And so if they paint the picture correctly, then we can have a real conversation when leaders come to the Oval Office and look like a serious government that came there to have serious discussions instead of mocking and finding 3 articles to prove your point and a chant that has nothing to do with the actual killings in the articles. You're conflating 2 issues and making the American public confused that hasn't deeply researched the story.
The political movement, again, is chanting "kill the Boer." How can you?
No, it's not a leader of
the
leader of the political movement was Ramaphosa, who was in the White House Oval Office.
Right, I know that
he's the leader of the political movement.
Well, he's the leader of the country.
Exactly.
Yes.
So this man is the leader of a political movement. No, he's a protester.
But even
he's in a fringe group
I'm not,
that's allowed to protest.
I'm not criticizing the president of South Africa at all. It's fine. But even he criticized the figures who said this.
Because
so
he's a party that's separate from the party that used to adopt the slogan.
Okay, but aren't we allowed to criticize this?
No, it's like a
slogan
Republican and a
criticizing
Democrat being in office, and then the Republican criticizing what Biden did. He's just saying that Nelson Mandela's government was the same government that accepted the chant "kill the Boer." I am a different government, and this way I lead is not something that wants to embrace that movement.
That's
and
correct.
so that's fine. That's wholly acceptable. If Trump wants to embrace a movement or doesn't, that's wholly acceptable. That doesn't mean that that movement is actually killing people. And so I just want to make sure that we're clear on what's actually happening. Coming up, a CBS journalist bashing the Trump administration at a commencement speech. We'll dive into that next.